Welcome back, everyone. It's time to round up one of the big stories from the week. Dozens of people are packing city council chambers to make their voices heard on Mayor Anise Parker's proposed equal rights ordinance. Some have waited nearly 2 hours to make a 90-second speech before a council committee concerning the issue. The ordinance would ban discrimination based on several factors, including race and sexual orientation. It would apply to private businesses. The city would be able to investigate allegations and punish offenders.
Dramatically expands the investigative power of the city attorney over the private sector of Houston.
We really need to push this forward. It's good business practice. It's good for the city of Houston to have equal rights for everybody that lives here and everybody that visits.
The full city council is expected to vote on the proposed ordinance this week. And so this is our topic this half hour. We want to hear from you. You can share your thoughts on our Fox 26 Facebook page, or you can always send me a tweet at Sally Mack, Fox 26. Joining us in the newsroom, we have our legal analyst, Chris Tritico, our news analyst, Mustafa Tamiz, and public policy analyst, Jackie Valley. Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
So what do you think is best for Houston, and is this ordinance needed?
Well, that's certainly the burning question of the day. I was a little bit shocked to see a bunch of pastors opposed to equal rights. I'm not really sure how that works out there, Mustafa Tamiz. We'll start with you. Is this right? We have the Civil Rights Act of 1964. We've spent 50 years ensuring that we have the laws in place to take care of equal rights. Why does the city of Houston have to get involved?
Well, first, the city of Houston is the only large city that does not have an ordinance like this. And so this has been passed across the country. Businesses continue to exist and thrive. Things are moving forward in other parts of the country, so why not us? So there's a question that came up in the city council hearing last time. A number of people said, why now? And what I would ask is, why has it taken us so long? We're the most diverse city in the nation, and we need an ordinance like this to protect everyone.
Jackie Valley, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with the city of Houston saying to businesses, you will not discriminate against people? It's for businesses with 50 or more employees, and it bans discrimination. What's wrong with that?
He just said what's wrong with it. We are thriving. We are a city of great diversity. We do work well together. We don't have many instances of where this is a problem. So we are thriving and working already. Why form another layer of bureaucracy to look at something that we already have laws in place, as you mentioned in your intro, that already addresses this? That's what's wrong with it.
How about that?
Laws aren't in place. There's a number of people that get discriminated on every single day. And this is about inclusion and making sure we create a standard. Laws are about creating a standard by which we all live by. And if people continue to be discriminated, just because I haven't been discriminated doesn't mean that discrimination doesn't happen.
What was the issue that caused this to come up now?
Well, the issue is that we are the only large city that does not have an ordinance like this.
Because we have an EEOC department in the city of Houston. They have a lot of people who are already looking to make sure that minorities are very well represented in their contracts. They have department heads that look into making sure that discrimination is not part of their practice. And again, we are a very good city we work harmoniously with each other.
Well,
we have not had any specific instances of why this is a problem.
Well, now the EEOC within the city is only going to handle city employees, and so we're going to talk about that some more when we come back. I want to go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media, and I know we've got a few on that.
You know what? We've got great comments this morning, guys, coming in on our Fox 26 Facebook page. They run the gamut. Esteban says, I don't like discrimination. I got denied a facial from a place because I'm a man. He says, that's not right. Put that law in effect. And then Olivia says she's a business owner and this ordinance concerns her. She understands protecting people from discrimination, but it's wrong to force us to serve anyone. And then Bryce says, I believe all new local laws like this should be put on the ballot and voters should have a say.
Well, that's why the last one. That's why we have a city council. I mean, that's why we elected them is to do these kind of things. I'm still stuck on the facial.
Well, no, look, a number of people have testified in front of city council and articulated when and where they've been discriminated against. So the laws aren't there. I mean, my question, Jackie, would be like, what do you say to those people that come up to you and say, I've been discriminated against because the laws don't protect
Bobby
me?
Seek was one of the people who said he was discriminated against when he was in college. I believe his age now is late 50s. So I would say, Bobby, that was a different time. We have been working very harmoniously and very well together. He is very wealthy, so clearly discrimination is not a serious issue for him now. And he did say the last time he had discrimination was probably 30 years ago. And so we do have laws in place. We are working well together. There's nothing specifically that has happened recently why this has to be. It's just another example of overreach and another layer of bureaucracy.
Well, I think it's amazing that you're able to say that in a city of 2.2 million people, that not a single discrimination has occurred, that you completely know all of it. I think that's just
All right,
not
we're
true.
almost out of time.
Well,
Let
I
me ask
didn't
you
say
this.
that,
It
but-
seems
Well,
to-
then it does, and so we need the laws to protect
But we
us.
don't know that, do we?
All right.
Have
Well,
we
we
had
do know that.
incidents?
There are
No,
people
we
that have
don't.
testified.
No,
Let
we
me
don't.
ask you all this, because we're almost out of time, but
Yeah.
it seems to me the mayor would not have brought this up if she hadn't canvassed council already, knows she's got the votes.
Right. I think you're right. I think it's going to be approved. I mean, no one is saying we want discrimination in our city. Those who are saying why are we doing this is because it's another layer. We're going to have to hire people to do things that are already in existence, and it's another example of bureaucracy just running amok.
Real quick.
Well, on the one hand, we say the federal government is overreaching. We need local control. When the city council and the mayor decide local control, something that they vote for,
This is overreaching
it's not good
too.
enough.
Yeah. All right, we're going to leave it right there. Sally, we'll be back in a little bit with another really good topic.
All right, we're going to follow this story. We'll let you know what the vote is when it's taken this week. All right, thanks, guys.